Relationship advice. According to Reddit, my boyfriend wants to meet my friends, and I don't have any. I'm a 21-year-old female, he's a 31-year-old male. I'm meeting his friends on Sunday. On our first date, I met some of his friends through a quiz at a pub. When I left school, no one kept in touch. I have always felt a bit of disconnect from people, and like I was playing catch-up. As a result, I had no friends until the start of this year. The problem is, I met my boyfriend through these people, so he already knows them. I am only friends with 4 people. How do I tell him I have no good friends? How do I admit that I am a bit of a loner and always have been? The way we're going to do these when we do relationship advice is I'm going to weigh in with my opinion. The chat can give their overall opinion, and then we can go read the comments. So, I think this whole thing is just laughable. What a joke of a problem. If this is the biggest issue you're having in your relationship, heads up, boy. It only gets harder from here. You know, that you're going to fall apart when real shit starts to go down. There goes my monetization. But if you can't just communicate well enough to just make it clear, hey, you know, I don't really have a lot of friends, and have that be the end of it for the person that you're with, you know, if his response is probably going to be something like, what do you mean you don't have a lot of friends? It's early enough in the relationship for it not to matter if it's something of a deal breaker to this jerk that you're with, male or female, that's just blown away that you don't have friends. Well, what kind of world you living in where you got that many people on deck that you're friends with? Weird. And if you have so hard a problem communicating with the person that you're hoping to be with, maybe it's a sign that you're not as comfortable with them as you should be. Because when it comes to having difficulty breaking information to certain people, this isn't like a death or a disease or some kind of, condition that you need to make clear to them, but you don't know how. It's not like you've been lying about what sex you are or something. This is as simple as, I don't have friends. I count those words. I don't have friends. If you can't say those 4 words to somebody, man, good luck. Good luck. So what does the stream think about this? Because I find it amusing. How charming. Hello to Linda, hello to Dave, and hello to anybody who may be lurking. I'm thinking about you, you know? Stripe says can't have relationship problems if you have no relationships. Fucking got 'em. What? Oh boy. I mean, somebody says, what's the big deal? Just tell them. The fuck? Exactly. I just don't know what to do. Let's see what the top comment here is. Just to be honest with him, like had it occurred, if he really likes you and doesn't care that much, you only have 4 friends. It's because to have a small circle of friends that are close and actually care about each other and are really there for you, it's better. Than those people who have tons of quote unquote friends, but only speak to each other when they need them. Right. Number 2 says, my husband didn't have friends when we met. We've been married for 8 years now, and he only really has 1 friend now, and he met them at work. He had another friend from work, but he switched jobs, and their politics made it so that they have not maintained a friendship. To me, having or not having friends doesn't indicate a problem, and I'd suggest just being honest. So yeah, there's that entry. I kind of just had it be the first one that I read, just to break into these relationship bing bongs a little easy, and hopefully we can find another one of these, because I think I'm only gonna read 4. Brother made a fake Instagram of me. Parents think I'm not gay. To make my parents think I'm not gay. Dude, man, that's an update too. Let me just stay away from it. I unknowingly outbid my girlfriend, 26 years old, on eBay on a present for her. Should I tell her that I was the other bidder? How does this get upvoted this high? You know? I have a past I'm not proud of, but my husband won't stop throwing it in my face all these years later. My fiance isn't speaking to me after I used our money to help my dog. Not sure how to fix this. If you didn't consult her, we got a problem. I'll read this. Let's get in there. You the jerk if you didn't consult her, boy, because if it's our money and you the one who made a decision with it, not both of you together, we got a problem. Okay. My German Shepherd. You all right? My dog. Oh, you wanted to fuse both the words. It's okay. Slow your roll, Kyle. My dog, a German Shepherd, began acting strangely a few months ago. First couple of vet visits didn't show anything until eventually we felt a large lump under his fur, which was later identified as a tumor. It was confirmed to be malignant and required surgery to remove. The vet I spoke to said that it would likely cost over $5,000 to remove it completely, and there's no guarantee that it would be a success. I don't know why the cost was so high, but it didn't matter to me. My dog is my dog, and there's no question in my mind that paying for surgery was the right thing to do. I paid for the surgery out of my own savings. My own savings? This is important. Then why was it our? Oh, he put our in quotations. Okay. Well, this is important. My fiance and I have separate finances, and my savings are easily 5 times what she had saved up. When she found out how much the surgery cost, she went ballistic that I paid for the surgery without asking her when we're planning a wedding. She says that she will have to downsize her wedding to compensate, and that my dog is already so old, 10 years old, the money wouldn't go far. I can't even comprehend how she could say that to me. I honestly can't empathize with her, which has caused a massive rift in a previously amazing relationship. My dog is my dog, and he's a member of my family. I refuse to put a few thousand dogs over my dog's well-being. My fiance is acting as though I'm being selfish and that our wedding shouldn't come first, or should come first, since we are starting a family. I think they're both wrong in this instance. I'll talk about it later. She hasn't talked to me since, well, wow, you're on non-speaking terms over this bullshit with a dog. Like, I love people because people really don't get, how quick life just goes like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's been like that since the day you were born too. And some people only remember when somebody dies, but bruh, you've been listening to my channel. You hear me say this every day. Heart attack, car accident, straight bullet, you name it, man. Just not waking up. You could be sitting on a poop pot and that'll be your last poop. Well, your bowels may void, and then that'll be your last poop. But
your last poop.
That'll be your second last poop on the toilet. Look. So look, let all of this crap fall by the wayside. Stop not talking to people over. I mean, if you're a woman, then you're already not going to talk to people over something stupid. So I guess that's the end of it, huh? Fucking got 'em. She hadn't talked to me since, other than to tell me to take out the garbage, clean the dishes, etc. She's getting a lot of fiance points for this, huh? If I try to engage in conversation, she will shut down or walk away. She refuses to talk this over unless I get on my knees, grovel, and apologize. Yo, somebody should just post emojis of red flags and go, hey, did you see anything there? Because I guess you obviously can't see the red flags in your relationship. And then they dance in the comment section. I'm kidding. If I try to engage in conversation, she walks away and refuses to speak unless I get on my knees to grovel and apologize. I can't bring myself to do this as a matter of principle and self-respect. Why aren't you just done with her? What do you need? So my question for people here is, how am I supposed to get her to talk to me and patch things up? This is before you're married. Take the hint, you moron. Some people deserve what they get. And if she screwed him into a marriage where he hated his life, he would deserve it. Because these are colludes, dude. To be upset with somebody about spending their own money, that's not what she should be mad about. If she want to be mad, the only fucking leg she has to stand on, the only hill she can die upon, is to be like, you should have consulted me first. We should have made this decision together. I understand that it is your money, but you and I becoming in union, you know, should get into the habit of making choices with big, you know, purchases or whatever together. Okay? It's your money. Use it when you need it. Call JG Wentworth. 877 cash now, but hey,
here's some 429 and 350.
Man, 429. You should donate again just to correct that, Mr. Ryukage. I'm kidding. Am I kidding? I'm kidding. I love you, man. Thank you for your donation. That's pretty hot, man. Pretty spicy stuff. Excuse me while I open a new tab, get my instance up, so that I can be reminded with your 420 donation that we should
smoke weed every day.
And of course, continue with them tree fitty. I think I spliced in a Loch Ness Monster lyric into a video I was working on recently.
What's tree fitty?
$3.50.
Tree.
That's what I'm saying. Arizona Piss 429. Wait a minute. Anyway. So the dude says, dude, you know, I don't want it to be a throwaway relationship, but it's if she's like this for something so insignificant, it's only gonna get worse, you know? Plus she coming at you with the wrong shit. That wasn't her money to worry about. Yeah, y'all are planning a wedding, but it's just gonna be one day, you know? Y'all want to spend some money, do it on a dope ass honeymoon, homie. A wedding ceremony for all these other crusty ass losers that are going to come and try their best to ruin it. Maybe inadvertently because they're all so stupid mentally that they can't process the idea of a day not being about them. My God. 1 million views says we should all prank Kyle one day and send him $420 each. I don't know if I'd be able to survive that prank. That sounds like amazing. That sounds really hard. That's like the best prank I've ever heard of. You know? Take it down. Dave says, Kyle, I think it's best to ask a stupid question and get definitive answers than to live in regret by not knowing any better, in my opinion. I'm not attacking the guy for coming with this. I'm attacking him for being a moron. I don't think that, you know, he shouldn't have asked this. But the bottom line is, some people know the answer to questions they ask. And I believe that this is one of those scenarios. I believe this man knows what he needs to do, but just like, you know, many people in whatever situation, they need to hear it again. They need that validation. They need the assurance. They need a bunch of pats on the back. They need a whole bunch of people to take their side, you know? Women do this all the time. And I know this sounds crazy, like I'm targeting women, but the bottom line is a lot of women sometimes will, when they're having some kind of issue with their man, they will go talk to their girlfriends and they will fabricate entire portions of a story. They will lie and say that things went a little bit differently just to basically tell a story where it would be impossible for you to be on any side but the side of the woman, right? And then what they want is to have a whole bunch of people go, oh my God, how can they treat you like this? You're so right. But they, in a situation like this, my dude knows what he needs to do. Not only does he know that she's probably not worthy of marrying at this point, because if she's going to flip about this, how might she handle a real problem? You know? And here's the thing, man. I'm a guy who's been around the block enough with women to know that you really don't want to screw around with a woman who is not strong, because if emotions can flip that girl's world upside down and have her crazy enough to lie and say you beat her or you tried to abuse her or you tried to rape her, you know, and put you in jail to lie and call the cops on you or over something, you know, to just get into a disagreement. Or imagine if like another girl came into the picture and she really just wanted to cause some mayhem and she could just lie on you to get this woman that you're with to become upset with you. Like, if you're not dealing with a woman in your life that is reasonable and trustworthy enough to definitely take your side, if some random hoe were to just come out of nowhere without proof and just be like, oh, blah, you know what, he been doing this. He been running around. You know what I'm talking about? Like, bro, she's definitely not worthy of becoming a wife. So confusing. So confusing. But, you know, take it from me. I have enough of a brain to know that not all of these hoes running around are worthy of putting a ring on their finger. You know what I'm talking about? A bitch can't just be pretty and be worthy of marrying. A bitch can't just be like financially secure and be worthy of marrying. Some of these bitches are crazy, and a lot of these bitches don't even know how crazy they are because they haven't been cast into a situation that will test their crazy. You know? But there are a lot of signs if you're willing to watch for them. And I think my dude sees these signs. There are some people who are legitimately oblivious and blind as hell, but I think my dude sees these signs. I think he just wants to hear it out of other people's mouths, like, oh, well, guess what? Bruh. This initially started out as like not seeming like that big of a deal, but she wants you to get on your knees and literally get on your knees and grovel before she's gonna start speaking to you again. She's not speaking to you? How old are y'all? 'Cause let me roll the fuck back up once again. Damn right you didn't give me no fucking age. Punk ass losers. But you old enough to have 5,000 to throw at a freaking dog. Like, I know that it's a dog and, you know, it's been there for you. It's probably going to beat her after this whole biggity bongs out the life. But the bottom line is, man, if you need to be asked if this is weird, ugh. Here go the first comment, and this is why I love Reddit, because God forbid somebody actually think. The dude says, I'm not gonna say don't get married, but definitely don't get married until you've resolved this. Strange, kind of sounds like what I've been saying. If you combine your finances after the wedding, how will she react if you have to spend more money on your dog? No, fuck the dog. Or any expense in the future. This is probably worth considering couples counseling about. Well, y'all gonna throw money at a counselor? Just end the relationship. You're both a joke. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is why everybody considers me a bully, is because nobody thinks about anything. And then when I open my mouth and say, what are you, fucking stupid? Okay, yeah, you're a bully. Okay, yeah, you bully. What the fuck? Yo. Sometimes people stay in long-term relationships just because they've been in them so long. I say this all the time. I say that all the time because they, it's like a sunk cost fallacy where some people just, we've been doing this so long at this point. What are we gonna do? Make a new relationship? Oh no. He said it. Wow. But can you call it sunk cost? Even because, like, not all relationships are taking people's money, but time is also a cost. Yep. Time is also a cost. So when you've invested that much time into a relationship, even if it's a shit relationship, you can't just start over. Some people, they ain't what they used to be either. Appearance wise, weight wise, eloquence wise. They can't just jump back out and, maybe they don't have friends, just like this, the scenario before. They've lost all their friends. How would they begin to go out into a social environment again? Make sure you find a new way to compromise if you're truly determined to stay with her. Oh, bro, get on your knees. Clearly you have different values than your girlfriend. I think that's worth thinking about before you marry her. Bruh, this isn't about the dog, people. This isn't about the dog. Somebody highlighted the quote. She says that she'll have to downsize her wedding to compensate, and that my already old dog is already old. The money wouldn't go too far. You sure you want to marry this woman? She was basically saying your relationship with and the life of your dog should not take precedent over the size of my wedding. That's what she said. But if I were going to highlight something, it'd be the wanting you to get on your knees and grovel one. That's weird. Why not just take her ass out and say kiss it literally? But even that would be kind of hot because she's a woman, So it's almost just like, well, I can't even say kiss my feet because people are freaks out in these streets. Dude, get on your knees. Why does she sprinkle some glass on there too, on the ground, broken glass, have that be a prerequisite? It's nuts. If she's legitimately not talking to you, she didn't find you in bed with another woman, dude. She didn't find out that you were out at a bar when you said you were doing work late or some shit like that. You spent your own money on your dying dog because you love him, my dude. So like I said, if she wants to have an issue, the issue needs to be about, oh, you didn't consult me, we didn't go over it together, but it is your money. No, I'm not going to talk to you until you get on your knees. What a dumb hoe. I'm over it. That's the end of that. Here's another one. I'm 21, right? And I found out my whole family was going on vacation when I was told to look after my pet. What? My siblings have yet to move out from our childhood home, and I've been in university. Right. I am so empty, and it feels so goddamn horrible. I've been trying to act like I didn't care, but when they were driving to the airport, I couldn't stop crying. My mother was so hurt, and they kept saying they loved me. Last time we went to a family vacation was when I was 13. I cried so much I had cramps in my abdomen. I wrote them a message trying to make them understand that I was feeling and that it hurt me. I got back that I was ruining the vacation and just needed to accept it. They said they thought I wanted to be free. I know it might have been an asshole move to mention this at first day of their vacation, but pictures they sent being all happy and made all my emotions I've tried to hide come through. I've never felt this left out, and I feel like I'm not a family member. I'm trapped in this house taking care of an animal when they are out being a family on holiday. I feel heartbroken. My plan right now is to burn the house. I'm kidding. It's to leave the pet with a relative and go back to university and dive into school to forget. How can I forgive them? Has this happened to anyone else? Edit. I would have paid for myself. This is not about getting a free vacation. This is about them going away on a family vacation without inviting me. They brought with them my 19-year-old brother, who even complained that he'd rather play games at home. They are all there. The whole family. They brought my brother so that it would be a family trip. I would not have batted an eye if only my sister went. I am really grateful for everyone who commented and gave me a nuanced perspective. So let's dive into this. What are your thoughts, stream? These parents just, for whatever reason, just didn't want this one specific kid to come along and stuck him at home to take care of a pet. Oh, damn. Jade says, I got a late notification. I'm sorry that you're not a part of the Discord, Jade. The link is in the description. And for those who may be watching this after the fact, that maybe does have Discord on your phone and you just want the link, I will post the link right about now. Oh my god, that's not the right link. Silly me, that was a link to my wish list. I can't even believe I did that accidentally. I'm so crazy. Here's the real link right here. Oh my god, that's not the link to my freaking Discord. That's the link to my Streamlabs, where you can donate on or off stream. Yeah, it's gonna go straight to me. Can you believe that? Nobody taking a cut. YouTube doesn't get in on that. How you like that, YouTube? Here's the actual link to the Discord. You can join that, whoever you are. Just download it right onto your phone. And then I would turn off notifications, so like any random person, turn off like most notifications. So any random person who's talking, it won't go through to you. But then I will send a notification directly to everybody when the stream pops off, and you'll know when it is and what time it is, you know. Jade says, I am in the Discord, but I didn't get a notification for that at all. I do it every night. You may have turned off too many notifications, Jade. Make it so that, you know, I can still notify you. Check your settings. I believe in you. Madlass says, sadly, this is the exact situation my mother went through. At 14, she was stuck with 4 older brothers and elderly woman, all while her parents, older brother and his GF, went to Daytona. Well, I mean, wait, she was stuck with brothers?
4 brothers.
Well, at least she wasn't the only one not to go. This is like a situation where this one child seems to have been isolated and then stuck with a pet, which kind of sucks. Cabbage says, in my opinion, that would be heartbreaking, and he should look into going to therapy with them. I'd say fuck him. No, I don't. You know, it's a scary thing, you know, because here's what you got to understand, my dude. Men can often be simple, you know, hard-headed, oblivious. So with the brothers, with the father, if they just decided they were going to jump on some vacation without this kid, that'd be it. But based on the story, my dude, my mother was so hurt and they kept saying they loved me. I think the mother, most of all, is capable of understanding what this was doing to this kid. So I think she, in a way, is most to blame because at the very least, she gets it. She gets that this, man, this back scratcher is fucking broke. What happened to it? I gotta get a stupid back scratcher. All I ever do is ruin myself. Maybe that's just the way the world's supposed to work.
You should look up back scratchers for men. Maybe they make them a bit sturdier.
It's supposed to be back scratchers for men, sturdier. Back scratchers for men.
They used a
Manly back scratcher. Is a full man with a man's touch. Listen, as we continue this, dude, I think the mom knew, man, and that's fucked. To be isolated, it's too young for that, you know? Because it'd be one thing if the child made it clear, I'm not interested in going. But they were crying so hard they had cramps, and on the ride they were crying, you know what I mean? They were clearly not invited. And it'd be, again, if the child were like, you know, clearly they hated being around the family, they hated going with other people, and why did she change her name to Striped Piss? You stupid bitch. It's not funny, dude. I'm so sick. Wait, fuck. Okay, anyway. It's funny.
Took you a while.
Oh, I don't care. I'm so sick of that stupid shit. Look, because the kid actually wants to be a part of crap, it seems like a little rude, dude. It seems like specifically hurtful. You have to wonder what more we don't know about this story. If the kid did something to, you know, 1 million says just use a kitchen knife as a back scratcher. Give me $420 and then I'll buy a kitchen knife long enough to just gash my back up real good. Oh yeah, it feels great. Kind of stings though. Weird. So here's the comment section, man. The top comment reads, my family pulled this on me when I was 19. They went to Disneyland, which I had never been to. The following year, I got Siegfried and Roy tickets through work and told them I won 4 tickets. They got excited, so I told them my friends were going with me, but they'd always have Disneyland. Got him. Got him. The person who wrote the post goes, did you try to forget and act all normal, or did you wait until they apologized? Good for you, that would have been a punch in the gut. I hope they realize that. The person writes, I took it all in stride. I tried to play it off, but eventually it had just festered, and then I won the tickets. I probably would have quietly been pissed at them for years if I hadn't. It was a great show too. Well, that's interesting. Boy, this is weird. Did they tell you about the vacation before asking you if you can watch the pet, or after? After. Oh my gosh. Have you asked them why you weren't included in the vacation? They thought I had other things to do. They didn't say anything though. They also said that they really thought I would be so happy being all alone in the house with my significant other. I don't understand why they thought that, because we lived together at the university. Yeah, like she's just supposed to come over, you know. When I found out about it, they had already booked the tickets and hotel, so I had no chance of even rearranging my summer planning. We have a relative that... Here's the thing. If I were that age and I had like a big family or something, and they didn't invite me, because I'm the type of person that wants nothing to do with people, hell yeah, I'd be happy about having the house to myself. No hurt feelings, get the hell away from me, and I can walk around naked, be louder than normal, and live for just a few moments. You know what I mean? For a fleeting time, and before I blink, they'll all be back, right? But that's because of who I am. I wouldn't be blubbering because I didn't get invited or get the chance to go, you know? I don't know what to say with this. Man, look, that's the end of that one. Nuts. The final entry we'll be reading this night reads, my husband read my journal and then told me he had the right to, because it's his house and I'm his wife. I can't believe this back scratcher is broke. Is there no way to fix it? Lord Jesus.
I think we have another back scratcher.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Where?
I think in the other room.
How would you? I've never seen more than one back scratcher.
Hang on. Let me go check.
Are you sure you haven't just seen them in two different places?
No.
A back scratcher like this.
No, but a back scratcher that, you know, the wooden one.
What?
There's a wooden back scratcher.
That's gotta be my grandmother's.
I think two of them.
That's gotta be my grandmother's. No worries. No worries.
What do you mean?
It's I never owned a wooden back scratcher, so it's gotta be my grandmother's.
Okay, well, let me go get it.
Well, I mean, I don't need it right now. I was just saying, we're out of the man. Dio was ready to jump up and be like, I have you secured another back scratcher. That's not the empowering that you're looking for, Stripes. That's spelled with an E. You're supposed to be a social justice warrior. You don't know how empowering is spelled, okay? How are you going to represent Ooblets, the most woke game out there right now, okay? Okay, my husband read my journal and then told me that he had the right to, because it's his house and I'm his wife. I am a female, 25 years old, and I write in a journal because I don't like talking about my feelings, so it's easier for me to write them down. But I found out my husband, 27, male, has been reading my journal because he confronted me about something I wrote. What? Bitch. Last night when I was cooking dinner, he came in, handed me a piece of paper. Last night while I was cooking dinner, he came in and handed me a piece of paper. Told me to read it aloud. I was really upset because he ripped a page out of my journal where I complained about the way that he treated me and said I missed my life before I was married. I didn't really mean any of it. I was just really stressed when I wrote it. I tried to ask my husband why he would read my stuff, but he just told me again to read it aloud. I did, and he asked me if that was how I felt. I tried to tell him no and touched his arm, but he yelled at me to not touch him. Oof. So I asked him why he thinks he has the right to read my journal, and he told me I have the right because it's my house and you are my wife. I just gave up and started getting chalked up. Bitch, choked. Take the other C out of there. With tears. Well, you could say she was chock full of tears. That's not cool. He slapped my ass and told me to finish dinner. He what? Oh my god. Oh my god, what a pig. Not finish my dinner. Oh my god, he slapped my ass and told me to finish dinner. Are you sure? That sounds so spicy. I hope she's not embellishing that part of the story. He did what? I just felt so disrespected and humiliated, and I still feel upset he would read my journal. I feel like I have no privacy. I don't know what to do.
Time to get a fucking divorce.
Bruh, we can't jump immediately to divorce, but he needs to be brought to terms with how wrong his actions are. She's entitled to that privacy of having a journal.
Look,
and if
based on what he said, I don't think he deserves too much of an actual conversation of this.
No, but no, the communication is necessary because we need to determine whether or not this is something that is an absolute for him. If it's absolute for him, then divorce is necessary. But he needs to be brought to terms with the fact that no, that shit ain't the way that it's gonna be. Okay? What you mean you have the right to shit because it's your house, you know, and you're like, I am not your belonging. And just the fact that I'm living under this roof doesn't mean that you own me and get to, you know, have jurisdiction over everything that I do. That's not the way it works. Otherwise, you could go out and get a slave, homie, because that's not what a wife is. You know what I'm talking about? And the thing is, there's so many women who are honestly, and this is what I love. And ladies, if you're this type of lady, you know, love you, right? There are ladies who are willing to get on their knees and wear a collar and you know, all kind of bullcrap like that. But it needs to be something they want, you know, not something they don't want, which is this scenario. And that sucks. So I'm just saying the only communication that needs to happen is for this dude to understand, yo, the way you're acting, it ain't right. And if you think it's right enough to not stop it, then hey, that will be the end of it, my dude. You do not own me. Yes, I am your wife. You do not get because again, like how stupid is this guy as a man? I'm a man and I would say to another man, guess what, man? If you reading your bitch's journal, it's just gonna teach her to be more secretive, to hide more shit from you. You don't own her, and telling her that you own her is going to make her even more freaking like wild. You know what I mean? Because she's gonna need to feel like she's not owned. So dude, I mean, yeah, on the surface I want to say boom, get that divorce, but I don't think it's that simple.
I don't think a sane man who wants to have an actual conversation with something that he found in his wife's journal should automatically be responded with, because she was trying to explain to him what it was that she wrote and how she was feeling and how it contrasts to that present moment in time. He decided that he was going to shout at her until she wasn't going to feel comfortable enough to continue the discussion and conversation, then decided to slap her in the butt and tell her, hey, finish my dinner. This is my house, and you are my wife, so I have the right to read your things. You don't get to have privacy here, because this is my house, and I own you because you're my wife.
I get how wrong it is. I feel like he deserves the opportunity to come to terms with how wrong it is.
Someone like that won't come to terms. I guess the correct thing would be to try to have a conversation with this man. But if
I don't definitively feel that he's going to come to terms with it. I just think it deserves one more attempt at bringing him to terms with the fact that, bitch, you don't own nobody. Her being your wife doesn't mean everything that she owns is subject to like immediate search and is really just yours by extension. You know what I mean? She's not just going to be doing anything and everything that you request because she got a ring on the finger. I think he needs to be made aware of that. And the harsh truth in this scenario is he definitely doesn't respect her. He regards her as that of a slave, like below him. And that's unfortunate because they need to be brought to terms as like equals. And again, my comedy, Dia, is there's so many women who are fine with this life. Why can't these dudes just find those females? Because they're fine with that and link up with that. That's compatibility. But it's when you find these girls who like deserve some respect and want that respect, and you out here just like, oh, I'm just gonna read through your shit. Like, what the fuck? Bruh, I don't know. You know, and to anybody listening that thinks it's like unfair, that previously with the woman who was like, you know, the fiance or whatever, how I'm definitively like, don't marry that bitch. But with this, I'm just like, oh, he needs to be brought to terms with it. I'm not like making excuses for anybody. You know, what this dude did is wrong, and he needs to be brought to term with why that's wrong. Because to be frank with you, I think that a person in the scenario, not specifically this dude, but a person in a scenario like this, maybe they're genuinely just dunce enough to have been raised and under some kind of foolish impression that a wife is supposed to just become your subservient slave, and they need to be brought into the real world, and that maybe they could become better. You know what I mean? But a woman who is demanding that their fiance get on their knees, and I'm not going to talk to you because that's the proper way to deal with that. You know, oh, you spent your own money and now I can't have the wedding as big as I wanted it to be. Your dog is old. He's going to die anyway. I feel like that person needs a little bit of like mental maturity that separates that person from marriage material, whereas this person is already in a marriage. And it sounds sucky, but I mean...
And the passage specifically that he ripped out and he wanted her to read out loud...
Yeah, he was making her read it out loud. It's like degrading, you know, I get it.
And it's the fact that she has... It seems like this isn't the first time that he has openly disrespected her.
Yeah.
So the fact that now he broke privacy
It's Tara.
in her things... It's no, automatically divorce this man, because he's a horrible person who doesn't know what boundaries are, for starters, and how to respect somebody. It doesn't matter gender. The fact that he can't respect somebody is absolutely horrible. But the fact that it's his wife that he's treating like this is even worse. Because this isn't the first time that it seems like she could have brought up to his attention, hey, you're being a bit disrespectful, and instead of getting an actual conversation out of this man, he continued to be like this.
Ma'am, my point is, you know, if they reach a point where it becomes clear he is not going to change in any way, be done, for sure. That's where I am. Yeah. I have the right because it's my house and my wife. Oh, what the fuck? Then he slapped my ass and said, finish dinner. What the fuck? That's where I'm saying. It feels like it just goes a little bit too crazy there. Put the divorce papers in your journal and let him read that. Oh my God.
Like at that point, you might as well be writing, oh yeah, no, I'm planning on divorcing you.
Somebody said, I read my wife's journals once. She left it out on the bed open, and on quick glance, I saw my name a couple of times. I couldn't help it. My curiosity got the best of me. I read it just like you. There was some complaining about things that I had done that hurt my wife emotionally. My reaction was to stop reading and try to never hurt my wife in that way again. I felt horrible for reading it, and even worse, of how I made my wife feel. I think the reading the journal is not unforgivable or even as big an issue. The big issue is I see here is how your husband reacted to the information. Exactly. That's the bottom line for me, Dia. That's the bottom line for me, is that I think this man is he's a dunce. I think he's brick in the brain. I think he's stupid. And like, even with all the emotional shit off the table, the fact that he considered himself entitled to her belongings, I mean, some parents are like that, where they feel like they own the house, so there's not going to be any locks on any doors because, you know, all these children in here, this is my house, so you get no privacy. As disgusting and ridiculous as that sounds, you know what I mean? It's not like a phone bill where you're paying the bill so you can just seize these things from them if you don't want them. You know, it's a privacy thing, you know? To go through stuff that ain't yours, that's a problem, okay? The sense of entitlement as it pertains to the ownership, that's another problem. But the thing that I haven't spoken about is the lack of love. If you are married, my dude, there should be love there. And if you're reading in a journal that this chick is not happy, that's kind of what should be the big deal. Is saying, hey, are you truly unhappy? What can we do to work towards that happiness? But to immediately just jump to slapping the ass and saying making dinner, that's what sends this story right into fiction town. Not that I'm saying it didn't happen. It's just like, God damn.
That wasn't the first thing that he did, because he said, is this how you
No, I'm not saying that it's the first thing he did. I'm just saying the fact that that was a portion that followed, and I didn't hear anything at all about, you know, how we can make her not feel this way. Do you know what I mean? That's not resolution, you know? Because if like the bottom line is, there's a way to deal with this. Can I tell you how Kyle would deal with this? If for some reason I had ended up reading a journal, it'd probably need to be a circumstance much like the commenter said, where the journal was left out and it was left open and I was glancing and then I saw my name and I had to read it. So first it would begin with me apologizing. Yes, I read a couple of bullshits in your journal. It was not a deliberate invasion of your privacy. I was coming by, didn't know what this was as I saw it somehow. And I saw my name, so I read a few bing bongs. I see that you're upset with something. And I apologize for that, you know, and without cucking myself super fucking hard, I'd make it clear that in the future, I'd like to take steps to make it so that this kind of shit doesn't happen again. And together, we can make it so that, you know, hopefully it's not something that continues to keep habitually happening and causing both of us deliberate or inadvertent discomfort, my dude. You know, we're not trying to make each other angry. We're trying to get some happiness sorted. But instead, you know, when the chick is like, why are you going through my shit, which she is entitled to fucking say, it's like a deliberate thing. His response immediately is just like, it's my house, you're my wife. Bruh, all right, man, whatever. I'm over it. The big issue I see here is how your husband reacted to the information. Rather than feeling bad for how he emotionally hurt you or made you feel, he took it as a slight against him. Ooh, fragile. He hurt you and turned it into being about him. Yep. That's very selfish and not conducive to a healthy relationship. Ain't no love there. Maybe this is a one-off, but this seems like signs of an unhealthy marriage and at the very least, very poor communication skills. I've said it a bunch of times. The big things for a relationship for me is communication and mutuality, my dude. You both need to feel the same way. You know, a lot of relationships can exist with one of them, but definitely not none of them. And it seems like both of them are absent in this relationship. Y'all out here floundering, trying to see how long you can make it work. I would seek counseling. Oh, here we go. Everybody needs counseling, bro. Not saying that they're just quacks and nothing's gonna get done, but it's a shame that most people are so helpless when it comes to dealing with other people. That this is what it needs to come to. Bruh, give me one more of these top ones. You feel disrespected and humiliated because your husband disrespects and humiliates you. Are you absolutely sure that this is the kind of marriage you want to spend the next 40 years of your life in? Boy.
I honestly hope they don't have kids.
Somebody said you're not his chia pet. Leave him for someone who sees you as an equal and not property. Exactly. Change the locks and leave this shit in the driveway. Bling, 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 bling. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this list. I hope you enjoyed Tara just happening to breeze on by in my life, okay? As she throws a rock and goes, oh, sorry, I thought we were stoning him. Oh, boy. Why she put herself on roast me? You know, don't matter how big you make your glasses, girl, you can't get away with looking like you're young. Okay, nothing in the chest department. What is the point? Looking like she's hoping to appeal to some dude that works at a church. You know what I'm talking to?
Oh, stop.
What? All I want to do is end up. Okay, let me just read the top comment here. I can't take it all. No, I can take it all. Yep. That's why your parents have a lock in the pantry. She said, do your thing. I can take it all. Okay, hold on. Let me one more. You look like a mix between a kindergartner and a failing art teacher. Ooh. Somebody said 13 or 30. That's a subreddit we're going to go to, apparently.
You've never been there?
I mean, only a few times. I mean, no, I've never been here. I get the concept where it's like it's a young looking old. Well, yep. It's a young looking old person. What do you think he did to stunt his growth, man? What do you think he did? That's a baby's face for life. It can also be old looking young people. Damn. Oh my god. Oh. 17, this bitch wish. Oh my, I don't know. You don't know. Hey, what you mean? Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. What you mean? Don't look that bad. It's not that bad. I'm out of here. I gotta go. Okay, everybody. 1 million views is like, Kyle, can I add you on Fortnite? You better have that battle pass, homie. And if so, feel free. I play a lot of Rumble when I do decide to jump on. And I like filling up my lobbies full of people with the battle pass to max out my XP boost. There's that. So yeah, anybody can add me. My epic username for Fortnite is YouTube_CYAEL. Just like the Snapchat is just CYAEL. Just like the Twitter is just CYAEL. Also, get into the Discord and set your notifications so that everybody doesn't notify you, but I can. And that way, you'll be notified for the streams. I want to send this hot and juicy, spicy shout out to all my patrons. You guys are my stars in the sky. My sponsors. You guys keep the world beneath my feet. You are the wind beneath my wings. I just saw something fly by, and I have to assume it was like the largest mosquito that's ever like existed. Cover up your papoose.
Like what? Cover up your papoose.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, I will see you. I'll see you guys later. Have a great. A mosquito the size of your hand. Like I honestly slapped my forehead because it kind of like looked above my, like my field of vision. Whatever. These things happen, guys. I want to play something for you, but it's like, what, man?
Call of Duty.
Dude, Call of Duty's not exactly... When the new Call of Duty comes out, I will play that into the night, but the beta doesn't come out until September, like the middle of September. Boy. I wanna try to get away with reading Am I the Asshole every day. I'll see if I can record one of those and throw it out, okay? Love you guys. You'll see that soon. Bye.